Okay, in this video I'd like to give thanks for the things that I have and take for granted. I do a lot of complaining on this channel because it helps me sort out my thoughts. It's basically an open diary at times. Other times I have a message to a video, other times I'm kind of doing like an ASMR ramble, but most of the time it's kind of just me venting. So I want to give a video that says I'm appreciative of the things that I have, which I'm not, but I should be. That's basically the premise of the video. And what kind of got me on this track of thinking was yesterday there was a homeless lady that came into my work, and it was near closing. I was pretty much just mopping the floor, gonna lock up the doors, and she wanted to play the piano that's in the lobby. And I said yeah, but I gave her attitude about it because I was kind of getting a little bit grumpy at the end of my shift, wanting to go home. It was kind of an early shift because it was Easter. I don't know when I'm posting this, but that's not the point. So I was kind of like, man, I want to get out of here. And now she's kind of coming up to me and she's kind of wanting to stay. And it's like, needy person. Yeah, usually I'm the guy that likes to help people, but right now I'm kind of a little bit pissy. I just want to get out of here. So I didn't say anything rude to her, but 60% of the things that you communicate to somebody is through body language. And I was kind of given attitude in that way. So I let her play the piano, but I was kind of messaging her with my body language, like, get out, I gotta go. And so at first she wanted that, then she wanted the bathroom, then that. Both I said okay, but I was kind of like, I had a video, most problems are caused by people punching down. I was kind of punching down in that situation, so I'm a hypocrite. And that's kind of what got me in my head about that. And then at the end of it, she asked if we were hiring, and we're not. But I didn't say no. I didn't crush her hope. I said, come back tomorrow, talk to the boss. And then maybe that was an olive branch. Maybe I did a good thing there, but even then, there's a lady that comes to clean the bathrooms once a week to do like a full thing. And like if that lady gets replaced with this lady, then the other lady's going to get pissed off. So I mean, we don't have a job for her. And she was like she was barefoot. Well, she had like that's an exaggeration. She had flip-flops on, but you could see that they were kind of too small and the soles of her feet were black or whatever. So I mean, she probably doesn't have like social security. She probably doesn't have references. But it kind of, it gave me perspective is the point of this talk here, is almost like the fear of God in me at that moment, because there's somebody who has less than you, who's hungry, who doesn't have anything and wants what you have, and you're not appreciating what you have. Because I've had videos on this channel talking shit about my boss, and I've kind of made peace with my boss. He seems to be bugging me less. He realizes that I'm one of the people doing his job, and I'm not one of the bad ones, and he's, I think, getting the other guys to pick up their slack. So I think we're at a peace there. And he's not inherently a bad guy. I think he manipulates his employees and he's lazy, but also I don't want to be shit talking him on here. I don't want to be shit talking him at work. I don't want to be a shit talker. So I'm gonna those things, the criticisms I have of him are true, but so fucking what? Who am I to come on here and I don't know. I'm venting, so maybe it's okay, but I don't know. I don't want to talk shit about people, but the point of this video is this person could probably outwork me because they're desperate, they're hungry. They could probably take my job. If they had the references, if they had the social security, they could probably come in, do a better job, appreciate it more, get paid, go home, and I'm complaining about it like a whiner. And my other video just recently posted was about my eating habits, and that is a serious problem with me, and it's weird and it's embarrassing. But then you look at a lady like this who probably doesn't have much food, and she has to eat whatever garbage food that she gets. Her taste buds are probably the same as everyone else, but she's getting fed probably garbage food. So I mean, I'm complaining again, not being thankful again. I have a pretty privileged life. It's not as privileged as a lot of people in my area and a lot of people that I work with at my job. And I know my other boss at my other job, he's like a nepotism baby, and he has all these buildings that he manages that his dad passed down, who was like a big owner of these things. So he just kind of got a handout. But you can't be pissy about this. Like, I mean, my thing with my boss is he's on salary, so he gets paid 40 hours a week, but he only works about 25 hours a week. He takes 2 days off. He has someone replace him on those 2 days, and then he does half days or like an hour less on other days. So he's about 25 to 30 hours. He gets paid for 40. He gets paid more than me. He does less work than me. So I have a resentment there that seems to be it's I didn't read it. It was I don't know if it was an audiobook or a lecture by Ram Dass. He said there's no justified resentments. And I'm really trying hard to let resentments go, but I have a problem. I'm almost pathologizing everything because I've read so much philosophy. I've read so much psychology. I've been listening to spiritual teachings. I've been listening to psychologists, economists, and I'm looking at everything through a lens of somebody who's like a leader in a government position. Because that's the thing about social media is I saw in a post, we have more information now to the average person than a leader in like the 1990s would have even had. So I'm kind of pathologizing everything, overthinking everything, overanalyzing everything. And then I'm looking at my coworkers not doing their job, and then it makes me resentful, and then I try to scale back. But I feel sick when I do quiet quitting. I feel what I've been doing at work is I've been trying to work extremely hard, and that makes up for my lack of sociability in some cases because I'm not doing all these things that these office workers are doing. They're doing all these cool trips and learning languages and doing this rock climbing stuff, and I'm not doing any of that. So I try to make up for it with hard work and try to be accepted that way. It doesn't work, then I get resentful and I try to scale my work back. And then I see somebody like this come in who would easily take my job if they had references or whatever, and they would be happy with it, and they would probably be kissing everyone's ass. They wouldn't be trying to fit in. And I'm here whining about it. So it both bothered me because I'm the guy who tries to say we shouldn't punch down, and then I was punching down, so I'm a hypocrite there. It bugged me there, and it also bugged me because it was almost a threat for my job security. And then when she mentioned the job thing, like I almost got like even like more annoyed at her because now like she's in here, I'm letting her be in here, and now she's basically saying I'll take your job. So it's like what the fuck? Now I'm I don't know. But that's what my train of thought was. I have a problem with a few things in that regard. I think everyone has to really be cautious in labor now. I think it's always been that way. I think it's been worse with the Pinkertons and shit like that. Like if you were wanting like an extra break or something, they would basically threaten to shoot you back in the day. But so we're not there. So I mean, I should just be, head down doing my thing. And I have a pretty privileged life. I have a pretty easy life. Like we have more wealth now than we've ever had. I'm eating actually really bad, but I was going to say decently. And I guess decently in comparison, but that's even argumentative because they didn't have chemicals in their food back in the day. They had home cooked meals back in the day. So I think it's actually worse there. I can't give a complete 180 on my views here because we do need like some benefits to the working class. But I mean, and if you get into the political side of this, like definitely the person would be upset if they took the job, and then like that's why there's strikes, and then that's why people have minimum wages, and then people I don't know, whatever. But the point of this video is I need to be more grateful for the things I have. I have a roof over my head, I have food in my stomach, trying to get more, trying to get better at my eating habits, which is my own problem. It's a mental problem. I got to get over that. And yeah, I have a loving mom. I have two sisters. I mean, yeah. So I have things, and I have stuff that I should be paying more attention to the positive than the negative, and I always drift off to the negative. So I got a job, I got food, I got shelter. I'm good. Let's work from there. All right. Boy.